Today is November 9th, 2025, Sunday. I'm reflecting on the events which happened yesterday in Brooklyn. Very famous DJs for about 2 decades by the name of Justice, spelled justice. Their producer manager was DJing at the Lot Radio. At the same time, literally right next door, with just the only thing separating the other event was a sidewalk. And it was an AA meeting at a church. There was lots of people and there were performers. Singers. Well, there were some people dancing. So it was like a battle of bands, right? So there you hear music from the Lot Radio, a DJ playing music, and then people singing on a microphone, right? And energetically, there was a clash of energies. So if you think about it, there is people who are drinking alcohol, and that's a form of louche, right? You open up a doorway for, spirits to come in and you can get hijacked, right? So, and also when you worship at a church, you are also getting loosed. A lot of times churches are positioned, built on certain grid points and node points. Nodes are when ley lines intersect. And these sort of things, it's like sacred geometry. So sacred geometry can be used for benevolent and malevolent purposes. So it's very complex, but without getting too much into that, these two different things are going on. So something else to mention, I watched a documentary. I don't know the name, but perhaps I can put a link to it if I remember. It's like about 5-6 hours long, and it's exposing those clear jars, and it has letters on it starting with an M. What do they call M something jars? I don't even want to say it because you get canceled, or punished on FluffTube. So, MASON. So moving on. So this documentary was exposing those clear jars that start with an M. Okay, I'm not going to say the word. And about the music industry, actors, and all that. And again, it was 5-6 hours long. I believe these two DJs, Justice, were on that list. Look how big they became. I remember, they became popular in the early 2000s, and I would see them, like during Winter Music Conference in South Beach when I lived down there. And now they're playing Barclays Center. So think about that as well, right? These stadiums are also built on these node points, okay? Which when people they're looshing off of the people that are at the stadium. Imagine that this harvesting of energy, right? And if these guys are on that list, right? Okay, so that's enough about that. Go down your own rabbit hole if you want. So that's with them. So then the other party, right, which is religious, right? And they no longer are drinking this liquid that induces spirits, but they're just exchanging this for church. Like anybody, we are all fractals of God, right? So I don't like to use the word worship because that's a form of giving your power away. We can celebrate, appreciate source creator without churches, because a lot of people think that they're doing something good by going to these places that have reverse spins on them, and they're getting loosed as well. So when you are praying on these nodes, it's like you are a victim of these rituals, right? Anyone who has not seen the series on Netflix is called Chaos. So good, and it's a metaphor, I guess, if I'm using the word correctly, explanation on looshing and of like what's really going on in this game that we're living in. So anyways, so then now I'm gonna pause on this situation yesterday. which I'm leading to a point. So as I am working on myself, doing my inner work, shadow work, activating abilities, to come online, I asked to be shown those that are not in their true form and that are, we'll say, Dark Alliance, right? Randomly, just throughout my life, throughout the day. I'll ask, please show me so you can, it's kind of like the movie They Live, right? You put on the glasses and you see the true form of these individuals, right? So it's like that. We all have the ability to do that. So I was shown this man, a random man walking by, which he was, as soon as, I saw this guy, I got the creeps. Number one, I'm like, ew, like creepy, like I don't want him to notice me. I don't want to, ew, whatever. And he's very tall, Anglo, right? But like a pink Anglo, you know what I mean? Bald, blue-eyed, older, this, and then he just he's very tall, so it's like towering, and he kind of creeps along as he walks. He's not like, it's just, I could just see his energy signature, just like dark. So I'm like, okay, thank you, very clear, I'm saying thank you, thank you for showing me someone who is not of the light or with a soul. I think that's what I'm getting at. This is not someone with a pure soul. And I could say other controversial words like reptiloid kind of look. That's exactly either vampiric or reptiloid. That's what I got from this guy, this person, right? And I had seen him multiple times, which, it'll take me a long time to gather. I have so much videos and stuff that I want to start making videos with, but I have him multiple times where I see him walking in the street. And this man, he's very decorated, where he dresses like as if he's an artist or something, like where he's standing out. But each time I would see this guy, I'm like, bad news. All right, so moving on. Back to yesterday. So everybody's having a great time on both sides of the sidewalk. The DJ party and the religious AA party. Okay? All of a sudden, boom! You hear this, we all know what firecrackers sound like. It was not a firecracker. It was a bomb, okay? And I think everybody was like, what the F was that? Like shock. And everybody just looks towards where the sound came from both sides of the party, okay? Both parties. Like, what the? And then the thing is, because I have my animals with me in the little buggy, the stroller, and immediately I close the cover, because they will get spooked, kind of like the horses in Central Park. They'll get spooked and they run away. I did not want that happening with my animals, especially in a huge crowd like that, and we don't know what that sound was. So, I know what it was. It was a bomb. I'm 100% willing to put a wager on that, because there's nothing else that sounded like, you even felt like the floor move. You know what I mean? So it was, I don't know. It was very weird. There was not that much smoke from what I remember, which is weird. And everybody starts walking towards where it is. I'm like, oh my God, that's it makes me think of the consciousness level of the majority of the collective. That's not the most intelligent thing to do. Walk directly to where something like this was deployed or went off. So I immediately left and I took them back to safety, right? And then I went back just with one of my cats, because that one, he's like fearless. He loves to go out no matter what. So I go back, and it's like everybody went back to their programming, back to our programmed broadcast or whatever, like on TV when something happens and they go back to their broadcasts, television broadcasts. Everybody just kind of went back to whatever they like. Oh, whatever, moving right along back to what we were doing. That is the majority of the collective does not question things, when we all should be able to use our critical thinking. I feel like people just dismissed it. So when I went back, I see the creepy man. And he is wearing all black with red letters, and he, on his jacket. And he's wearing a black shirt, okay, pentagram, upside down pentagram, which we know what that means, okay? And in the back has a picture of, DEVIL. I don't even like saying it, because you can conjure things just by saying things. So you don't want to really say certain things. Anyways, it has a picture of that with horns and the hand symbol, like okay, where you have the pointer finger with the thumb making a circle with the 3 fingers up. Well, we all know what that means as well. I don't need to say it. So on the front of the jacket, it says DEVIL apostrophe S. And he's wearing the upside down pentagram t-shirt underneath the jacket. He's just very lovely, walking right through the religious party. And he proceeds to even go and receive food from the place. I think they were giving out free food. And a friend online, when he saw, I posted a little video on Instagram story, and he was like, he's feeding off of them. And I'm like, bingo, because that's looshing. So he's like, it's so crazy. A person who's a normie is not going to make sense of anything I'm probably saying. They're like, oh my God, she's just like, woo, se le fue la guagua. That's like a slang in Miami, they would say. Like when you've lost your marbles. I don't really care what people think. Moving on. So I turn off my phone, but then I'm just, because I was like, okay, I'm going to observe the guy. But I turn off my phone, and just in a split second, he's missing. I'm like, where is he? So within 1 second, you would see if he walked straight, left, right, whatever. You know what I mean? And he was nowhere to be found. So it's like he disappeared into thin air. I don't know. Shame on me, which I should have just kept the camera on him. Okay? The guy walks very slow, like a sloth, very slow, like that. So how did he disappear so fast? You can use your own imagination, okay? But there are very, very dark things. I heard a talk on my friend Rob's podcast with, what's her name? Indigo Angel. And she said after the electoral that happened here in New York, that a 10th Stargate, DRACO portal has opened up. And I can get validations, or when something resonates, you just know. And I'm just like, bingo, absolutely. But it wasn't after I feel like it heightened it, but it's like the tear into the way I see it is like a tear into out of this realm. The tear is ripping farther open. Maybe it ripped wide open, ripping a wound open. And we're all these lower vibrational beings have been flooding in, because it's even before it. I just feel like it's more like a solidifier of, oh, they open the floodgates and they're all like falling down here, like, I'm trying to talk in code because, then you get taken down, because I don't know. I wonder why. If nothing threatens them, why? If it doesn't threaten them, why would they take videos down, right? Anyway, so I don't think a portal opened up when this mayor won in New York City. I just think it ripped the wound right open, because I pay attention, like, I mean, I don't know if others are, but how many others are, but there is a lot of weird behavior. And it is exactly like The Walking Dead, where people are acting how they would normally not act. And like a girl in Queens stabbed her little brother that was like 2 years old. And, she I don't know, like weird crap. Like, and people act like things were like they're being hijacked, consciously hijacked. It's like a takeover. And I strongly believe that is, all of these little robotic nano things that are in people's bodies by all forms, from, the sprinkles in the sky, in the food, and the needlecraft that, everybody took. Not everyone, but, either those that believed in it or were forced to, and in all of it together. And then, with, in like the, what is that? What is it? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind's wandering. But, there's frequency wars, right? And so that's what's going on. And it's like people are getting consciously hijacked. And since I can only speak for New York City, right? But I think it's like the major cities. So imagine, the major cities is where like The Walking Dead is literally coming to life, right? It's like happening. It's playing out like it. But so these bigger cities are on bigger nodes. So it's even more amplified, So like if you go upstate New York or into nature, you're really not, it's like medicine. It's so, your nervous system's immediately calms. Everybody's nervous system in these bigger cities are like, they're blown. Everybody's adrenal glands are like blasted open, and everybody's just walking around unconscious in survival mode. And that's why I noticed those that are living those lifestyles and that are making the decent coins, right? They're making coins for days. But their health, their soul, their well-being, their nervous system is all depleted. So is it worth it? It's the same difference as someone, giving access to their physical avatar to these, dinosaur crocodilians, in exchange for fame. It is the same difference. You're working for the corporate monsters, which are all run by psychopaths and sociopaths, in exchange for monetary gain. But then you are being depleted. It's a different form of the same thing that these actors and singers are doing, okay? And same as the MASONs, okay? They also, in order to be high up in their little lodge club, they have to allow those crocodilians, the reptiloids, to be able to go into their avatar. And I'm telling you, I always make fun of my ex, but he's a perfect example. I've seen it in plain sight in front of my eyes. And I mean, I can make a whole video about that experience. And I didn't put two and two together. I was just like, oh, he's just getting possessed. But like, I've seen possessions. I've, seen paranormal things. So I'm like, this guy is, because of drinking, he's getting possessed. But I never took it or made the connection to the step like the deeper level of who's actually doing that. And there's these Jezebel energies, right? Anyways, so yeah, see, I start saying something, and then I fall into this rabbit hole, then I go down that one, and I get off topic. But I feel like it's all interrelated. So, the people who are giving up their sovereignty, right? Which I did. I felt like I was in the slave system, living in a luxury building in New York City, right? I lived in it for 8 years, made great income, but I was exhausted, and I would self-medicate, just to like deal with the pressures of my job. And the first of the month felt like it was every other week, and it was just like, oh my God, it was like a nightmare. So all these people are so depleted in that they're not in full sovereignty to be able to use their discernment, which is your true discernment comes from your heart and not your brain, which has been programmed. So if you use your brain to discern, you're gonna discern according to the program that has programmed you, which is meant for their benefit, not yours, and to keep you enslaved. You know what I mean? So once you unplug, like in the Matrix, you pull that thing out of your neck, unplug from the Matrix, and you go, it's like you are taking out all the viruses from the computer, and then like you're just wiping it to start fresh, and then you can program yourself by the divine. We don't need these artificial AI, this and that. We don't, because all it's doing is taking collective data and just regurgitating it. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's exciting, but it's going to come back to haunt you. Okay. Everybody do whatever they want, but I put a bullet in my head if I download this app and start using it, and then later it's like it's gonna bite you in the face. Or put a bullet in my head if I start eating animals. When people start doing things that goes against what they would normally do or who they are, there's something to question there, okay? Because that's hijacking. The V2K, the voice of God tag, and all this stuff is going on in plain sight right now, and everybody's acting bizarre. So I guess circling back to yesterday, the people who were all at both these two different events on top of each other, that are both being loosed by Dark Alliance, we'll say, and then the mockery of this creature walking in the middle of this, he's like, ha 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 ha, oh, I have a full belly, I feel great. It's very real, okay? And so these people, because they are desensitized and disconnected consciously to their own sovereignty, they don't even see it. Those will be the ones that will call me, New Age conspiracist, or, I don't know, whatever. Throw you in a box, because they don't question anything. That part is scary. Okay. And when you see all these crazy violent videos going on social media, and things are happening to people and nobody's defending them, violent things going on and nobody's defending them, an elderly man being punched in the face on a subway and nobody's helping the guy, this is very scary. Because if it was happening to you, would you want everyone to just be ignoring? You got to think about, we got to wake up and snap out of the Matrix. Anyway, so this is getting redundant, but I think I got the point across, where it was very supernatural what happened within this dense 3D realm. I have to go to yoga, but we have to return to stillness and clean up our intake, because all this processed food and dead flesh and carcass and secretions of animals, do you think it's actually really healthy for you? The violence, what they're pumping it with, you're just staying within the trap. So clean up your avatar, Take dewormer, because we all are infested with parasites. There is a product that's good for removing the a simple thing just like zeolite, that's fabulous. The powder form, not liquid. And, take some red desert clay. Put that, like, my alarm went off because I have to go to yoga. But the red desert clay, you have to get the one that does not have any metal in it, aluminum or whatever, I don't know. But it's the purest one, no metals. And you rub that all, like, take a little bit and, like, grind your teeth on it, put that in your mouth. And it helps remove a lot of toxins. Do steam sauna, yoga. My thing is, in the winter, when I am in the sunshine away from winter in New York, because I can't do that shit anymore, I don't like to say things and not do it, but my goal is to learn and start acquiring daily practice of Qigong. Because I notice when I do certain flows in yoga and stuff like that, if my nervous system is a little frazzled when I'm getting into my practice, which your breathing, it's what's supposed to put you into level, right? Level mode, right? I want to go quicker. But if you move your body with intention, it's kind of like walk with intention, each footstep. That's like a form of Qigong. It's a moving meditation. And once you do that, you can tap into all these higher realms, activate your abilities, and beyond. It's fabulous, fantastic, and I'm very excited I want to do martial arts too. I feel like I have an inner knowing with martial arts too. It's very weird. So Qigong and martial arts is that was a little tongue twister. But Qigong and martial arts is going to be my look. Because I love yoga, now I want to incorporate some more. So it's very exciting. Okie dokie. Signing off. And hopefully I can attach some nice visuals. Or I don't know, because nobody wants to be looking at my face as I'm talking, right? So let's see what I can paste in the background for this video. Toodaloo! Wait, I just thought of something. I don't know. Well, there's a download or thing that popped in my head. Yesterday was, so if today's the 9th, so 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it was the first day of the 11/11 portal gateway opening. So perhaps this was a sabotage to this portal that is supposed to be very it's very important portal. It's kind of like Lionsgate, like it's for manifestation, since 9/9 was the completion, right, of a cycle. Now is the start of the new, what you want to manifest. So it could be a symbolic of sabotage, of keeping the collective consciousness suppressed so that we stay trapped in the matrix and, keep being their food. Because since they have no life force of their own, they have to feed off of us. Something to think about.